All right, all right, all right. Good evening, Beauty Box, Women Empowerment and Bible Studies for Him. This is your fearless leader, Cheryl Banks. I'm excited to be here with a special guest tonight. But before we get started, let's do a little housekeeping. You guys know that the Beauty Box for Him, Women Empowerment and Bible Study was conceived on Super Bowl Sunday 2023, and we're excited. We're an organization about knowing God, growing in our knowing, and showing Him to others. We're a safe place for women to come and realize how God sees them as His masterpiece. Women come and they find out how amazing and beautiful they are. They come here to get connected to other women and to learn the Word of God. So we're excited about all of that. Now, Wednesday nights is our Wow Wednesday. W-O-W, Women of Wisdom Wednesdays. Say that fast 3 times. And we're excited to have our special guest here tonight. It's so exciting. And for those of you who are just visiting for the first time, we want you to know that we have a 7 a.m. weekday devotional right here on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. We have Women of Wisdom Wednesdays. We have spiritual makeovers in the Beauty Box. Thursdays, that's a Bible study online, 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. We have a whole group in Hempstead called the Hempstead Huddle, and we meet there once a month. Just all sorts of great things. We pray for each other. We encourage each other. If you want to be powered up in a way that this world cannot even begin to give you, you need to tune into the Beauty Box. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, like, and share. And make sure you share the Beauty Box with your friends and family. I'm telling you, we're changing lives, one woman at a time. Okay, we're going to get started. Let's see who's on here. We have, hello, beautiful. Hello, Alice Richardson. Let me pull it up on my Facebook page real quick so I can see the names. For those of you who are just joining, if you will give StreamYard the permission, it will show your name. If not, just type your name out and say hi so we'll know who is talking to us. Let's see. I'm going to the Beauty Box right now, our Facebook page. And I see me right there. And I don't know why it's acting this way. Here we go. Wait, stop. Oh, please. All right. Here we go. And we are going to bring up the beautiful guest that we have. There it is. Okay. I don't know where it has that. But anyway. Hello, Alice Richardson. Hello, Stephanie Nelson. Hello, Dee Jackson. Hello, Maria Isabel's Heavenly Memories. Hello, everyone. Okay, so let me just tell you, really, we have another minute. Well, no, I am about time. Let me turn off the music. And I am just going to tell you, the lady I am about to introduce to you, y'all know that I am a Mary Kay lady. She was referred to me by a customer, April Stanton, years ago. And some kind of way we reconnected, probably by April again. And Christine's a customer. And I met her beautiful daughter when they were over here for a facial. And when she mentioned, because I'm all about empowering women and helping women and all of that good stuff. And I like to hear backstories, especially when women get, they're not in their teens or 20s or 30s. And they decide they want to do something different, because y'all hear me say, a lot of people, this saying, says a lot of people, most people die at the age of 40, but they're not buried until they are 75, 80, because we kind of like I'm too old. I'm stuck in my ways. I'm still too old to do something new. So I love when somebody decides at an older age, mind you, she's not old at all, but to do something different and to do something new. And I always want to know the story. I always want to know. So, hey, Barbara Mouton and Carla Brandon. Hey, y'all. Hey. So, this is the deal. I'm going to introduce my special guest. Give her a round of applause. The amazing and the smart and intelligent woman of wisdom, Christine Miller. Woo! Hey, Christine, how are you? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Cheryl.
She's like, oh, I don't know what to expect, but it's okay. I told her we're just girls chatting. So, Christine, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from? What's your background? How'd you get here? Are you from Houston? I don't even
know. No, I actually am not from Houston. I'm originally from California, and we moved to Houston about 16 years ago. It was more, my husband, accepted a job here, and I wanted to be able to spend time, more time with my children, because commuting in California, as everybody hears about the traffic there, can be challenging at times. And so I was working a lot, and dropping my kids at daycare at 7 and getting home at 7, 8 o'clock at night. And I just didn't want to do that. And we really prayed and asked God, to lead us. And so we did. I quit my job. We moved here. And within probably 2 weeks of being here, my job asked me to come back remotely.
Yeah.
And so from there was just an awesome 12 years. I had the ability to stay home with my children, in the sense of I worked while they were at school. And I actually left that job after 18 years and went to my current job, which I've been 7 years, the week after my son graduated from high school, my youngest son. Right. So that to me was just such a blessing that the Lord gave me, to allow me to be able to have that time to spend with my children. And that was very important to me. So we've been in Houston ever since, going on about, I would say, 16 years now.
Okay. All right.
And
what kind of work did you do, Christine? What kind of work did you do?
So I'm in human resources. I've been in human resources for the past 30 years.
Okay.
And I oversee 3 different departments for a global company. Yeah. So a lot of responsibility, a lot of work. I love it, because I do get to empower women every day.
I love that.
And men, too. Yeah. So
yeah. I love that so much. I love that so much. And so you were busy. You were working full-time remotely.
I'm still working full-time.
Yeah, and raising your kids. And now, how old are your kids? They're beautiful children, beautiful family overall. How old are your kids?
24 and 26. And I've been married for 31 years.
Yeah.
And so they're the light of my life, my husband and my children.
Yeah. And your fur baby says, don't leave me out. The dog.
I know. You can hear them. I'm sorry.
I love it. No, that's the thing. I love just being candid. It is what it is. I love it. So it's all good. So tell us how this happened. What happened? How'd you end up starting a whole new business?
Like I said, I've been in human resources about 30 years. I am 58 years young. And so when you get up to this age, right, you start looking at retirement and hoping to be able to do that at some point one of these days. And, just my husband and I were talking about, we would love to retire someday, but expenses, just life is crazy expensive, and we love to travel and do those kind of things. So we don't want to give that up. So we really began to pray about what type of I don't know, like a second job or some type of business that we could have, because we didn't want to be working for somebody else. And we wanted it to be something that we would enjoy doing in retirement, but allowing us to stay active, to still have a source of income and all of those types of things. And as we, prayed about it, what could we do? It was like God just brought around this opportunity for us to purchase a cruise planners franchise. And it is a full service travel agency. We've never done that per se as a career choice or business. However, we love to travel, and it is one of our passions. We've, traveled all over the world. I'm always the person when we're planning trips with friends or family that they, I do the planning just because I love it. I love to research different locations. I love to come up with really interesting, different types of tours and experiences that we can have.
And you like to have control too, don't you?
Yeah, well, maybe too. I am a planner, so.
I love friends like you because I don't like to be in charge, but I love a competent person who says, this is where you need to be. This is what you need to pay. And this is what I need you to do. Just tell me what to do. I love a friend like you. And I think, we need all types of friends. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I love, experiencing new cultures and just seeing the world, right? There's so many amazing places to go in the world. And it's just a passion. So I feel that this isn't really a job, right? Like it's more allowing me to help other people to see the world as well, and to have those types of just memory type experiences, right? And that's what I love so much about traveling. It's not possession of things. It's experiences of life that you get to have and share with your family, with your friends. And it just really enhances, life in general. So,
yes, I agree. I agree. Creating memories. It's a beautiful thing. And I know a lot of people, as they get older, they downsize so they can enjoy. There's nothing worth our peace. You know what I mean? Peace.
Yeah.
And God has created this world. And I love what you said about y'all prayed about it. I love what you said about you weren't necessarily looking for something like this, but you were looking for some maybe extra income, and you wanted to tie it into something you loved. That's the secret. When you tie that into something you enjoy, it's not like work, right? It's not like work because you enjoy traveling, you enjoy helping other people have experiences. So I love that. Okay. And you say we're going to retire. The goal is to retire one day. And I know you really, really will for sure. So tell us some more. Tell us more about so you're working full time now, and you're also doing this. So give us some travel tips. Tell us some things that, or this is a good question. What is like one thing that would have stopped you when you were introduced to this? What was your main challenge or your main objection or fear, or what made you anxious about stepping out and doing this? That conversation you had with your husband about, what about this and this? Anything special?
Well, I think, part of that would have been, although I've planned a lot of trips, I've gone a lot of places, it's still having to do that for someone else, right? And to know the ins and outs of the travel industry. And as we researched it, as we got more into it, there is a lot of information. It's information overload. And so sometimes that can be a little bit overwhelming, right? And you think, oh my God, I'm never going to remember all of this. How am I going to do this? And there's a scripture in Proverbs that I just really have based my life on. And that is trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. in all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths.
Yes.
And, he led us to this franchise, Cruise Planners, and it has really been an amazing experience for us.
Right.
They have a lot of training. They have a lot of, technology that we can utilize to help us in this journey, to help our clients.
Yeah.
And so that's really been amazing. And we've just had to kind of push through, right? That fear of the unknown and fear of being overwhelmed. And just know that we could do that with God's leading, with his help, that we can make this a successful venture. And it, at some point it'll be a full-time job, because that's our purpose, is to build it up. To get to the point where, at some point we can retire from our regular jobs and then have this as a job. But it's been just a great experience. So
I love it. And I love being along for the ride because, I've been in Mary Kay for 30 years, because I remember when I started. And, you have different types of people around you when you start. There are people, oh, yeah, they want to support you in any way. And there are some people just waiting to see what happens. And there's some people who are actually wanting you to fail. So I love being along for the ride. I love that it's new. And I love that you're 57, 58 with a new dream and a goal in your heart, because I think that a lot of times we limit God, and God he doesn't care how old we are. If we have a dream and we can trust him, he can make amazing things happen at any time. Okay, so that's just a beautiful thing. So what else? What kind of things do we need to know when we are wanting a cruise, or why do we need a travel agent? Just tell us some stuff, girl. Tell us.
Sure. So I think one of the most interesting facts is, and this is not for every travel agent, but most travel agents, and that's one thing you can ask when you're looking for a travel agent, is there is no cost to you to have a travel agent. Travel agents are compensated by the vendors. And we work for the client, not the vendors, right? Because pretty much the compensation is standard across the industry. So you're not getting per se more from one vendor than another, right? It's just depending on the service and things like that. But a travel agent shouldn't cost you any money. And it also will not cost you more than if you book yourself. So at a very minimum, you will get what you would get by doing all of this work yourself. But travel agents also, we have, and especially through our franchise, opportunity to offer additional discounts that maybe you wouldn't be able to get on your own, be it group rates or different things that we have the ability to tap into through our franchise. And, most travel agents have that ability to do that. It also saves you time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time sometimes to plan a trip, especially if you're not sure where to go, not sure what you want to do. So having a travel agent really helps you to be able to maximize that time, right? And you can also, utilize the knowledge that they have about different destinations, about different vendors. We get a lot of feedback where we can look at, what people are saying about a certain vendor, a certain airline, a certain cruise ship. We also know just by, getting certified by cruise ships, by all-inclusive resorts and different things, they have programs. So we know what's that best room on the cruise ship, right? Like you don't want to be under the disco where you're hearing the beats all night long,
Oh my gosh, it never would even occur to me that there's a room under the disco.
Yeah, or the pool deck, right? Like, so we have that knowledge that we can pass on to our clients. Where's the best place if you get seasick? And so there's all these little tricks and different things that we know to do. So you can utilize that knowledge that we have. We can handle unexpected situations, right? Like your flight gets canceled, something changes in your trip. instead of having to sit on the phone with the cruise line for a couple hours, I get to sit on the cruise line and I can be your advocate, and I can, make sure that you have that amazing trip that you want to have. So, also, we make sure your trip is personalized to you. So instead of just a random person, that you may be calling or just going online and just kind of guessing, we really work with you to make sure that you have a personalized trip, and it's doing activities that you love to do, that your family loves to do. And we can make suggestions for you and kind of find those different things so you can have a good, choice for you of what you can pick and choose to do during your time. So
what's been your favorite trip, like your favorite cruise that you've personally been on?
I think my favorite cruise that I've been was a European cruise that I did.
What made it special? I mean, why was it your favorite?
I loved the fact that I got to see so many different ports, because European cruises, they port a lot. And it was amazing just to be able to go and unpack my stuff and then be able to see all of these different amazing ports every day. And, experience those cultures and then go back to the ship, right? And I can, have entertainment. I have, the budget that goes with that, because you're paying for things up front, so there's not any surprises. I just really enjoyed that.
Right. I remember going to Mexico. It wasn't a cruise, but I remember the different activities. They were fun back in the day. But I love like chill stuff at this point in my life, like scenery and thinking about God and creation and just the beauty. He's the best artist ever. So I love seeing beautiful things. I really do out there.
And there's so many different amazing places that you can go, in different types of trips, right? You have cruises if you're wanting to not have to move around too much, but then you've got other places where, land type vacations where you can't reach from a cruise that are beautiful. So, maybe you just want to sit on a beach for 7 days.
Well, tell us about like booking a cruise. What kind of like packages, affordability, payment plans? How does that work?
So there's many different ways. You can put down a deposit and not make any payment until the full payment is due, which is usually like about 60 days out from your actual cruise time. You can do that and make payments, throughout the year, just periodically, for whatever amount you want, so that you can pay on the cruise for the year. And then they also have options where you can have like through different companies where they will finance your cruise, usually with a 0% interest, and you can make payments that way. So there's quite a few different ways that you can pay for a cruise. And so they make it pretty easy.
Now, my point is that just because you don't have to be rich to go on a cruise.
We've got some amazing deals. On our website, we have a weekly deals section. It's not just cruises though, it's land vacations as well. And so there's some amazing deals there. You can sign up for a newsletter that'll send you an email each week that has different trips that you can take a look at. But especially with cruising, especially if you're flexible with your time, we can look through to see what group rates, and you can literally go on a cruise for under $1,000 a person. Just depending upon the different rates and where you're wanting to go and how long you're wanting to go for.
Right.
So it can be very affordable.
Yes. So I just love that, because part of the reason for this group, the reason for our being, is to empower women, to wake some people up. Some people are like kind of like the living dead. They're not excited or passionate about anything. Like I said, we're limiting God. And if you like to travel, how about you start thinking about your next trip? And life with God can truly be an adventure. It's all how you think about it. And I love bringing like Sherry, I think she's on here, Sherry Barrett of Verdi's Cobbler. Now, I don't know if you like blackberry cobbler, but she makes the best in the world. And I'm not just
I
saying that.
love it.
You have to order one of her cobblers. The blackberries, they're all good, but that's the favorite. My husband's like every single time. He's like, we need one every week, and I was like, no, we don't, because we will eat it. But I like I've had her on. Like next Wednesday, we have Jennifer Mitchell, who's a therapist, on, just helping us to change our thinking, to open ourselves up to life. And I feel like no matter what age you are, you should be excited about something. Is there nothing, something should be a passion. I feel like if God still has us walking around and breathing, we have something to do. Somebody said, let me put this up here. I don't know who it is. Their name doesn't come up. But it says, we need a beauty box cruise. Oh, that's Stephanie.
Yes.
We need a beauty box cruise. We need a group cruise. So we need to think about that. That would be something to do, a group cruise that we can go on together. That's exciting. Hey, Allison Couch, Janet Potts, Ora Martin Thompson, Joyce Hardy, Carolyn Montgomery. Hey, y'all. Hey. So with all of that being said, we're gonna be looking into that. So let me give you her information. So www.travelbreezes.com is how you can get in touch with Christine. And what do we need to do if we want to get on that newsletter? Or I imagine it's something like the airlines. You can want to get away, and it tells you this is what's going on right now. If you book today, you can get the price. Yeah. So tell us about it.
So you can go on the website, and there is about midway through the page, a little box that you can click, and you just need to provide your name and your email. And then we'll just email you on a weekly basis what the travel deals of the week are. And you can just scan through those. And if one, catches your eye, you can click on that and it'll take you back to our website. And if you're interested in booking that or getting more information, you can do that. Our phone number is also on the website. So you can reach out that way. And we're happy to just, help you in any way that we can. And even if it's just to get information on something, happy to provide that as well. And I definitely want the name of the cobbler.
Oh, yeah. VerdisCobblers.com. Here, let me put that up there, because that girl, that's her.
I will get that.
I'm telling you that her cobbler is amazing. So, but what was I going to say? You said something and I wanted to say, okay, so what's a typical deposit?
A typical deposit is usually, it just depends on the cruise line, but a lot of times they have specials going on deposits. But I would say you'd probably look between $250 usually is probably about the average. Sometimes they'll have specials where it's maybe only $50. If you're looking at suites, sometimes that's a little bit more expensive, maybe $500 to $1,000 to put a deposit on a suite.
And you're saying once you do the deposit, you don't really have to have the whole amount in a lot of times until it's time, the date that they give you the deadline. You don't have to do it. Yeah.
And that's usually about 60 days out from your cruise. And the best thing to do with cruises specifically is book early. If you know you want to go on a cruise, a lot of times you'll get better pricing if you book. You can even book a year ahead. You can book 2 years ahead, depending on how long you want to pay for it. You can do that. And usually the specials are good. And we actually have a cruise watcher. So if you do book a cruise and the price goes down, we get notified of that and you'll get that difference back. So
does it is it a credit for another cruise, or is it back on your card?
No, it's right back to you. So in the cruise price. So if you haven't paid for your cruise, it's just going to come off that total amount due.
Look, Donna Abernathy is watching, and I just posted her comment. By the way, guys, if you want your name to show, you have to give StreamYard permission to show your name. But she says, Christine is, what did it say? Christine is amazing. I don't know where I saw that. She's awesome. She has helped us on a few trips. She's awesome. So Donna Abernathy is a part of the Beauty Box already. And the way that I met her is that she was a referral on Christine's Mary Kay profile card. And Donna also goes to the Bible Study Fellowship at the Harvest in Siena with me on Friday. So she is vouching for you. So let me just ask you this, Christine. It says it's a franchise, and it's travelbreezes.com. So with this franchise, do you get to pick your own website? And that's you. That's you. We don't have to pick your name, or how does that work?
No. So the franchise is Cruise Planners. So I'm the owner of a Cruise Planners franchise.
Okay.
And our website is travelbreezes.com. So when you go to travelbreezes.com, it will come up as a Cruise Planners franchise,
nice. Okay.
Which is a great thing in the sense of we band together as the franchisees, and we get a lot of discounts on different vendors for different types of travel. So
yeah. So when we book our Beauty Box cruise, I don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere. I'm excited about that. Look, let's book a cruise. Alice is like, I'm in. And I know there are some other people who would enjoy cruising. And what I love about cruising is that there are different activities for different personality types.
And it only takes 8 rooms to get a group cruise. So we can do a group cruise rate on any cruise as long as you book 8 rooms.
And how much of a discount is a group cruise typically?
Well, it would just depend on, the cruise line. So it does vary, but usually you can get a fairly good discount on, booking by group rates. Again, it's going to depend on the time of year. So if you're going like during Thanksgiving, right, it's going to be much less than if you're going on another time. But that's why I'll say we also have group rates through our Cruise Planners franchise that anyone can sign on to if it's available. You don't have to have 8 for that. And I've seen, ranging from $200 to $1,500 off of a room. So it could be quite substantial. And so it's definitely worth looking into. Again, like I said, if you're flexible on your dates, we can always look to see if there are group rates available that you can take advantage of.
Travel insurance, yes or no?
I would say yes if you're going to Europe especially. I would say yes on a cruise, especially the older you get. And it's not so much, there's different types of insurance you can get, but on a cruise, even if you're not interested in the trip cancellation, it's good to have the medical part. And there are policies that are available at a reasonable rate outside of the cruise ship. So sometimes those can be expensive, but there's very reputable firms like Alliance Travel Insurance where you can purchase different types of policies just depending upon your needs.
And isn't it true, like if you use certain credit cards, they have things too? Is that true?
Not so much necessarily on cruising. They do though on like the insurance for rental cars. So you always want to check that because a lot of times, those rental cars like $10 a day, but your credit card that you use may cover that. Okay. So you really, just have to look at the different type of coverages that you have available to you.
Well, since it was Stephanie Malden's Nelson idea, she's going to be our cruise person. That's going to be her ministry. Now, I know my mom loves cruising. I have never been on a cruise. I've heard good stories. I've heard bad stories from her. She's been on cruises where people have been sick, like the whole cruise. But for the most part, but she keeps going. She loves the cruises. She loves the food that goes and goes and the trips and all of that. So I've not been. So the shortest cruises are how short? I really am freaked out about being on all that water, not being well, I get freaked out flying. It's just a necessary evil. I have to do it. But if I think about it too long, it freaks me out. Yeah.
So the shorter cruises are 3 days. Usually that's the minimum. We have a beautiful cruise ship port right here in Galveston. So you don't have to fly necessarily to get on a cruise. And they're actually enhancing the cruise port in Galveston, and they're starting to go to different places, longer cruises, and we have more cruise lines coming in so I think there'll be opportunities there if you don't want to fly. And it's also a price saver, right? Because you don't have to pay for airfare. But they also have a lot of cruises out of Florida, 2.5 hour flight from Texas.
Yeah.
So pretty quick there. But they do have shorter cruises going out of Galveston. If you're interested in that, usually a short cruise is between 3 to 5 days. So they have 3, 4, and 5 day cruises. Then you jump usually to 7 plus days. So
Stephanie Malden Nelson says, I'm planning to go in May, so I'm going to be calling Miss Christine. Who are you going with, and why aren't we invited? That's what I want to know. She says, you don't even know you're on the water. Don't play with me because, Stephanie, you're in charge. I'm serious. I'm already scheduled to go on a cruise in 2024 because it's a whole lot of people going. It has to do with Mary Kay. But I would like to go on a cruise. So Stephanie's going to be figuring it out. She's going to be figuring that out for us. Let's see if we have any other. I was going to ask you something else. Oh, I asked you about insurance. I asked you about that. What else do you have that we might want to know?
I think you just want to plan ahead and book early. Make sure your passport is up to date. So I always say,
that's what it was.
Be ready. When God says go, you're able to go. So make sure that passport is up to date. You want to also make sure that it's not going to expire within 6 months, because a lot of countries, as well as the cruise ships, will not let you utilize your passport if it's expiring within 6 months of your trip. So always keep that little tip in your mind. Travel off season if possible. You got less crowds, the rates are less expensive. So if you are older and you don't have kids that you're taking along.
What's off season? Tell me what month?
So off season would be outside of summer. So summer is high season. Holidays like Christmas break, any spring break, Thanksgiving week, anytime really that kids are out of school are going to be your high season time period.
Okay, got you. That was my question. Passports, because you need passports. Wasn't there a time when you didn't have to have a passport, but now you do?
Well, it really depends on where you're going. Sometimes even still in cruising, if you're leaving from a U.S. port and returning to a U.S. port, they'll allow you to have a birth certificate versus a passport. The only problem with that is if you have something that happens when you're off the ship in a foreign country, you're going to need that passport.
Yeah.
So my recommendation is go ahead and get the passport. It'll serve you well as far as you'll be able to really go anywhere.
Okay, so y'all hear it right now from Christine Miller. Go get your passports tomorrow, just so you'll be ready. When it's time to take off, you'll be ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right? Yeah. I have my passport. I got it. Well, I have, I'd gone to Paris, France, and Milan, Italy, and that was forever ago, but I hadn't used it. It expired, but I did re-up it last year. So I'm ready to go. So make sure y'all get good to go. Does high season, let me ask you this question. Can you see the question?
It can depend on where you're going, because it could be dependent upon where that school is, but generally speaking, even in Europe, it's summer months. But I will also say that that's the hottest time to go to Europe. It's hot there.
Yeah.
So that may not be the best time. Sometimes spring and fall, from a weather perspective, even in the Caribbean, in Europe, it's so much nicer because it can get really hot in the Caribbean. It can get really hot in
so you're
Europe, as
saying
Donna
Caribbean,
knows, because we
look.
were just on a cruise in the Caribbean in the summer, and it was very, very hot.
Y'all
at a
see my
lot of the
t-shirt?
places.
Caribbean. So when are good months to go to the Caribbean?
Really the fall, the winter, the spring are really nice times to go. You might have a little, like with the hurricane season, but a lot of times, I've traveled many, many times to the Caribbean during hurricane season and have had no issues.
Yeah.
So you can't control the weather, right?
Right. So that's why we need to get that insurance, right?
Yeah.
Stephanie
will protect you in that.
Yeah. Stephanie says it's really awesome. You don't even know your own water.
That is true.
I love that. Joyce says, I haven't been on a cruise either, but we'll be going to an R&B cruise. Fancy.
Oh, fun.
At a party cruise next month. It's only for a few hours. And this will determine if I will go on a real cruise.
Now, I will say, if it's a smaller ship that you'll be going on, if it's only for a couple hours, those will be a little more rocky than a cruise ship, because a cruise ship is very large. And the other lady that talked about you won't even know you're on the water is true. And there are places in the Caribbean, it's very calm waters too.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Aura says, I was almost convinced on a cruise, then COVID happened. I'm right back where I was before. So you guys, we got to plan.
Yeah, and I think.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, with COVID, there were challenges of people taking cruises, and I actually was scheduled to go on a cruise and canceled it just because of COVID and, having to test and all these crazy rules. That has relaxed a lot. I think if you're vaccinated or have had COVID, where you've built up some immunity, as well as, immunity has happened, but we still have to be cautious, right? And it's still a good idea, if you are concerned about that, to wear a mask and make sure you wash your hands and do all those kind of things.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're at the end of our show, but is there anything you would like to leave the ladies with? And this can be anything from your personal motto to, just whatever.
I think just have fun in life, right? Like, don't let it pass you by. And if you want to get out and see the world, then you just do it, right? Like, just believe God that you'll have the resources, and be prepared and be ready, and he'll make a way for you to go, but to just have fun in life, right?
Yes. And I loved your favorite scripture that you shared, but it is true, because we worry so much and we take all of our money, and sometimes we're shopping and we're spending money on things that we don't even know where the money went. It's like, I had all this money and I don't even know what I spent all this money on. So the deal is, let's create some memories. Let's make the rest of our lives the best of our lives. And I feel like in the Beauty Box, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be cruising. We're going to be doing things. I am excited about everything. And we're going to be calling you. I know I'm definitely going to get on the email list. I got to get over there. So everybody, be sure to go to travelbreezes.com and just start trip watching. And when something comes up that's great, we're going to call Christine to get more information about how we can make that happen. We only need 8 rooms for a group rate. So it is about that time. I am willing to give it a try. And you just got me really excited. Look, Donna is she is co-signing for Verdi's Cobblers. It was divine. Hubby said it was the best cobbler he's ever had, and he's a baker. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that is saying a lot. That is saying a lot.
I am telling you that cobbler is amazing. That blackberry cobbler, it has those seeds in it. I like the peach, and next time every time I order, I'm gonna get the blackberry because I would have to fight my husband if I ordered and didn't get the blackberry. But next time I want to try the cherry, the blackberry and the cherry. And she has like bread pudding, banana pudding, and all sorts of other things. So you'll have to check her out. Okay, y'all, do y'all have any other last minute questions for Christine? I really enjoyed you so much. I'm so happy that you came on here.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And it was fun.
Yes, I know. It was like more laid back than you thought, right? Look, Tina Ellender, this is my buddy. She's my buddy in Louisiana. She's like, hey, let's take a trip. Whenever I travel with Mary Kay, she's one of my favorite roommates. And she is a planner. She just tells me where to be and where to go. And she gets the room. I'm that girl. And yeah. We complete each other. I love you, Tina Ellender. Any other questions? All right. So if we do have questions, they'll leave them in the chat. And Christine will come back later tomorrow and see if we have any more questions and answer them. In the meantime, go to travelbreezes.com and get on the mailing list. And I'm counting on everybody to be looking at great deals off season so we can get the best prices.
Well, you can travel on season too, but it might cost you a little more.
It is a good deal. And no babies on it. Can we get no baby cruises? No.
There are cruise lines that cater more to adults than
we're
they
separate,
do.
Yeah.
But then there's also great cruise lines that, cater to family type cruises or for families that have small children or kids.
Right.
So my kids, when they were younger, loved cruising, loved it.
Yeah. Do you do like the Disney cruises too and all that?
We do all cruise lines. So
I would
Disney
love
cruises
to go to Disney World again, and yeah, that would be.
They're amazing, but they do have a lot of kids. Yeah. But maybe if you go
then I'm in the mindset for kids. When I do Disney, I'm in the mindset for kids. But sometimes I'm not,
Yeah.
So, Christine, my name is Stephanie. I will be calling Royal Caribbean. You hear that? Royal Caribbean. That's what she's going on. Okay. All right. So celebrity is great for adults. Just got back and it was fabulous. Okay, Donna.
Yep, Donna and I were both on that cruise.
Really? Was it fabulous?
And we had a fabulous time. Donna is great to travel with. And it does not cater to kids. It's more catered to adults. So it is very nice and very relaxing, I will say.
Yes, see, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I think that is it. Let me see. I am looking to see if we have any last minute questions. I think we're good. I appreciate you so much. Give her a round of applause. We're going to be, everybody, make sure you follow the cruises and let us know when you see something great that's interesting. And I'll be talking to Christine. She's going to be coming to one of our in-person beauty boxes. She loves the Lord. And she's one of the people, honestly, if I tell you the truth, she's one of the people who originally I talked to about God. For some reason, I knew that you were a Christian. And then I talked to Donna, and this is these Sienna ladies out here. So I'm excited about it because I think I talked to you before I got going or when I was thinking about getting it going.
Yeah.
So anyway, love you, girl. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank
you see
so
all these rounds of applauses you're getting from different people, right?
I appreciate it. I appreciate you making it so easy. So thank you again for everyone for listening.
Okay, so once Christine books some trips, we're going to have to come back and rate her. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Only if it's good. Only if it's good.
Right, only if it's good. Okay, ladies, you guys have a fabulous week, and they're saying thank you, and they're giving you hugs and kisses. And we just love women who are on the move. We love it. Okay. Talk to you
Well,
later.
thank you so much.
Bye,
And I
beauty
look forward
box.
to coming back and just listening to all the great things that people are doing. So I will definitely be back. So excited about that.
Tune in next Wednesday at 7. We're going to have Jennifer Mitchell, and she's talking about pain. It's going to be good. She's a therapist. All right, ladies. Love you. Bye.
Bye.